High above mortal lands, in a place untouched by time, floated the kingdom of heaven. Its spires of gold pierced the skies, rivers flowed with sunlight, and crystal bridges connected floating islands of lush gardens. Angels of every kind patrolled the skies, their wings casting shimmering rainbows on the clouds below. Music, soft and eternal, echoed through the halls, and the air itself seemed alive with radiance. King Seraphiel, ruler of this radiant realm, walked among his people, his golden armor catching the sunlight. Despite the beauty surrounding him, a subtle unease gnawed at his heart. Though peace had lasted centuries, he knew it was a fragile thing. He convened the High Council of Angels in the Hall of Light, a massive dome where sunlight was caught in prisms, projecting 1,000 shimmering patterns on the floor. Archangels of fire, storm, and war gathered, their wings spanning vast distances, their expressions solemn. "My friends," Seraphiel began, "a darkness rises. It stirs in the void beyond creation, old as time itself, seeking to extinguish our light. We must prepare, for the storm approaches." Leora, the seer, closed her eyes. Her voice trembled slightly. "I have seen it, my king. A shadow older than the first dawn. It gathers an army of corruption, feeding on despair and anger. Its leader is Malakar." Gasps filled the hall. Malakar, a being of void and flame, had been banished eons ago, yet his hatred had never faded. Now he returned, and with him a force to rival heaven itself. Far beyond heaven, in the black expanse of the abyss, Malakar's army stirred. Twisted creatures with burning eyes, fallen angels whose wings were tattered and blackened, and demons of unimaginable size formed an endless tide. Vorath, a once great angel now corrupted, knelt before his master. "The time is near, my lord," Vorath said. "Shall we strike now?" Malakar's voice rolled like thunder across the void. "Yes, let the heavens tremble, let their golden towers crumble. No light shall survive." He extended his hand, and the darkness itself obeyed, forming into nightmarish beasts, massive and agile, hungry for the light they had never known. The armies met at the outskirts of heaven. Celestial soldiers formed lines of brilliant light, while the shadows surged forward like a living wave. Azrael, the fiercest warrior of heaven, led the vanguard, his sword glowing with divine fire. Every swing cut through demons as if they were mist. From the Tower of Clarity, Leora chanted protective wards, bending reality to shield the soldiers. Rivers of light surged, forming walls and barriers, while phoenix-like spirits arose from the ground to strike at the enemy. Despite the angels' courage, Malakar's forces seemed endless. Waves of shadows crashed again and again. The battlefield became a place where light and dark intertwined, each strike of sword or spell sending shockwaves that rippled across the skies. Seraphiel summoned his council mid-battle. Maps made of light hovered before them, showing troop positions, weaknesses, and ambush opportunities. Debates raged. Some angels advocated using forbiddance, magic, powerful, dangerous, and capable of immense destruction, while others feared the cost. In the midst of the discussion, Seraphiel revealed the Heart of Light, a relic from creation itself. Its power could amplify his strength to unimaginable levels, but at the risk of his life, the council fell silent. Even the bravest angels hesitated before the relic's deadly potential. Malakar, enraged by initial losses, targeted the central spires of heaven. Black flames licked the golden towers, melting crystal bridges and scattering angelic battalions. Azrael and Vorith faced off atop the tallest spire. Every strike shook the structure, sending shards of crystal flying through the sky. Meanwhile, Seraphiel led elite squads to defend the gates, fighting in perfect synchrony with archangels of war, their movements like a deadly dance of light. Liara's foresight allowed them to anticipate ambushes, saving countless lives. Within the chaos, whispers of dissent spread. Kalen, an angel torn by doubt, betrayed his brethren, leading shadow beasts deep into the palace. The betrayal almost broke the defenders, but love and loyalty prevailed. His former comrades risked everything to confront him. Kalen, do not let darkness claim you, Azrael shouted. Kalen faltered, seeing the courage of those he once called friends. His heart rekindled with light, and he turned against the shadows, helping to save the gates. The war was not only external, but internal. Angels struggled with fear, anger, and doubt. Some questioned the wisdom of their leaders. Others faced the temptation of Forbidden's power. Liara counseled the troubled, using her visions to remind them of what they were fighting for. Even Seraphiel felt the weight of leadership. Every life lost, every strike against them, echoed in his heart. He meditated atop the throne of light, calling upon the deepest reserves of courage and faith, preparing for the ultimate confrontation. Malachar descended upon the throne, a colossus of obsidian flame. Shadows coiled around him like serpents, eyes glowing with malice. "Your light ends here, Seraphiel," he boomed. Seraphiel drew the heart of light, its radiance blinding even to those nearby. "No, Malachar, light endures. It always has, and it always will." They clashed in a storm of fire and shadow. Every strike was cataclysmic, shaking the heavens themselves. Azrael and Vorith fought below, their duel echoing the king's battle. Phoenix spirits rose, angels fell, and the very fabric of the cosmos seemed to bend under the fury. At last, Seraphiel struck Malachar's core with the heart of light. The shadow entity screamed, shattering into shards of nothingness, cast into the void. Silence fell. The battlefield was littered with the wounded and the fallen. Angels mourned, but their hearts were full of hope. Seraphiel spoke to his people, weary but resolute. "Remember, my children, light is not merely what shines. It is what persists, even when all seems lost. Darkness will rise again, but so will we. We are the guardians of hope, the eternal warriors of heaven." The kingdom of heaven gleamed brighter than ever, its light a beacon for all worlds, and every angel knew this victory was one chapter in an eternal war, and vigilance was their everlasting duty.